Hi, and in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to use guides in Photoshop. So let's go up to View, down to Guides, and then down to New Guide Layout and click. Now the guide layout will appear as it did on the last time you used it or just as a default. So this is how I used my guides the last time I used Photoshop, and with that you're presented with a menu. So just to go through the menu, just click on the drop down here, and this is some presets that are already available. So you've got your half page, blog post, 8 columns, and this just shows you the sorts of things that you can achieve with guides. So let's just leave it on 1/4 of a page. The next thing is color. If you don't like the red, you can change it if you want to light blue or medium blue, which is quite a good color, I think. And then if you go to the next section, this is really where you'll spend most of your time adjusting and customizing your guides. So of course we've got columns and rows, and at the moment we've got 2 columns and 2 rows. And we've also got something called gutter. Now I'll show you how that works now. When you use your guides, often you're using guides is because you want to align something perfectly. So in this case, for example, I'm going to show you how to insert some basic rectangles to fit these guides. So let's just click OK, and we need to ensure if we go to View and go down to Snap To, we need to ensure that we snap to guides, and that means that anything we align next to the guides will pull itself and snap and align with the guide. So we've got that checked. Let's just zoom in. If we go up here and select this tool here, which is the rectangular marquee tool, I just hover over the middle here and begin to draw, you can see how that's automatically snapped to that guide. So let's just zoom out and do that again. And as you can see, as I try to pull it beyond, it's snapped to that guide. Then if I just fill that, I'm using Shift F5, fill it with a colour, click OK. And then just deselect that. You can see how that's now clicked to that guide, and I can do exactly the same here. Again, let's fill that with colour. Let's choose a different colour, and so on and so forth. If I take the guides away, if you go up to View, Guides and Clear Guides, you can also see there's a shortcut of Command or Control N. You can see how that lies now. Now, lots of people, if they're putting shapes and images and things like that into Photoshop, they actually would like a space, probably around the edge and between their images or shapes. So let's just take those out. So let's just go back. Let's go to View, Guides, and down to New Guide Layout. Now, to create these spaces between the rectangles, we need to use something called gutters. So if I go down to the bottom here and I just put in 20, that's 20 pixels, you can see as soon as I type that in, we've created an additional line and a gap. That gap is going to be the gap between your images. If you feel you want more of a gap, let's just go to 50. Let's just place 50 in here as well, and you can see how I've created those gaps. And in addition, you'd probably want to have a gap around the outside of your page as well, and that's down here at the margin. So let's click on margins. They're all currently set to 20, so let's set those to 50 and then just click OK. Now when I draw out my rectangle, and now when I draw out my rectangles, and now again, if we get rid of those guides, Command or Control N, you can see now how we've got the gaps between those rectangles. Now when you insert your guides into your project, you can also move them and add them. So if you make sure you're on the Move tool up here, when you hover your cursor over to your guide, you can see it changes to a double-headed arrow. If you just click on your guide, you can actually move it wherever you like in your project. In addition, if you go over to the rulers, if you can't see the rulers, go to View and make sure that rulers are checked. And all you need to do is click click and drag out a new guide. And you can do that from the top one as well. And you can drag out as many as you like. And this is particularly useful when you're trying to align a horizon or a building or some architecture in an image to make sure that it's perfectly lined up. Now what we can also do, if we go back up to view, go down to guides and then go to new guide layout, we can use these guides to create masks so that we can make a picture collage. So just click OK, and what we're going to do is just insert a picture. So let's grab this picture, pull it into Photoshop, and you can see my picture over here. And then we'll just move that picture up to about here, just resize it so that it would fit into that rectangle. There we go. And now if we go to the marquee tool here and then click and drag across that rectangle, and simply go down to the bottom here and click the mask tool. And as you can see, it's marked out everything else except for the image. Let's show you that again with another image. Let's just resize it. Click the checkbox at the top, go to the marquee tool, and just click and drag across the guides. Once again, go down and hit the mask tool, and you can see it's masked out again. Okay, and you can see now over on the right hand side all the masks for all the different images. So the black has covered over the rest of the image while it's just revealed that rectangle that we highlighted and use the guides to create that rectangle. Now you can hit Command or Control N again to take those guides away. And as you can see, we've now got a very neat collage of images. So I hope that's helped you today. If it has, please subscribe and have a great day.